Alright YouTube, so Call of Duty World War II is out, and of course the game has supply drops, but it already has weapon variants. Let's talk about it. Now I am reusing some old beta gameplay. I do not own this game just yet, so I obviously cannot capture gameplay, and I don't want to use some other game's gameplay for a World War II discussion. So yeah, supply drops. They were pretty tight-lipped about it this year. I don't think we knew anything about supply drops prior to release, because usually, like with Black Ops 3 and like Advanced Warfare, we kind of knew what was going to happen prior to release. They said cosmetic only with Black Ops 3. It wasn't the case. Infinite Warfare, they didn't talk about it until really close to release. Cosmetic only, and of course that wasn't the case. So as of right now, in World War II, you can only earn supply drops. You can't even spend real-world money to open supply drops. That's just not a thing right now. You can only earn them from, like, you'll get them some. It's kind of like Advanced Warfare. If you guys play that, just randomly after you win a game, sometimes you'll get it. Even if you lose a game, you just randomly get a supply drop after game. You can take contracts. If you complete the contracts, you can earn them that way. There's multiple ways to earn them, but you actually don't earn like crypto keys to where you can open them. Because like say Black Ops 3, you had 10 crypto keys. You could open a common supply drop. You had 30. You could open a rare supply drop. You cannot do that now. You can buy specific items from supply drops with your armory credits, which are similar to depot credits from Modern Warfare Remastered. Now, within these supply drops, it's your standard bullshit. You have calling cards, emblem items, you have clothing items, weapons, and attachment variants. Now, these items are cosmetic only for the most part. They do give you an added bonus, but so far it is just a 10% experience bonus. You could argue to a degree that that could be pay to win. You level faster, you're going to get to things faster than other players. Technically, sort of, you could argue that. I'm not arguing it. It doesn't matter. There's other ways to earn bonus experience. Just pointing that out. Now, on paper, these are just the exact same as the base variant weapons. You look at their stats versus the base weapon stats, it's the exact same. But we don't know if that's entirely true. You won't know until you do a side-by-side comparison. Maybe the sprint out time is different. Maybe the reload time is different. Maybe the ADS time is different. We don't know until somebody tests it. There's also attachment variants like they had in Black Ops 3. Don't know if Infinite Warfare had it. Did not play that game. Now, on paper, those are cosmetic only as well. It's just a different looking quick draw handle or a different looking like long barrel or something for your weapon. But we don't know till somebody does actual testing if it's different. Maybe the quick draw handle has like a millisecond faster aim down sights time. Who knows till somebody tests it. They also made a point leading up to the release that everything during the launch window, they use the phrase launch window, which tells you crazy shit's happening sometime down the line, that during the launch window, everything was going to be period specific and thematically accurate, and that's already not the case. My dude 8 Thoughts did a video yesterday about this. As you can see in the thumbnail, there's some sort of like fox, either camo or maybe it's a quick draw like handle variant for that gun. He calls it a furry camo. I don't know if that's the case or not exactly, but he did a video talking about this. There's already crazy ass camos or attachment variants. Like, did anybody go around with a fucking fox on their handle of their gun during World War II? How is that authentic? There's also the social score, which we already knew about. We knew about this months ago. If you do things during the headquarters, like people watch you open up supply drops, you watch other players open up supply drops, there's mini games you can play where y'all shoot at targets, there's 1v1 matches y'all can do. Y'all can do all kinds of things to up your social score. The higher your social score, the better your odds are in supply drops. Obviously, this can be good or bad. Now, since you can't buy supply drops just yet, it's not really that bad. Like, once you have a high social score, and your odds are supposed to be super, super good, it's kind of going to make you want to buy supply drops. Well, my odds are going to be pretty good, so why not buy a couple of supply drops? Let's see what I get, and Activision makes more money. And as of right now, I'm not sure how they're handling the duplicates from supply drops, because before, you would burn those to get crypto keys so that you could open more supply drops. Since you can't do that now, I'm not entirely sure. My guess, and what I think is the most obvious option, is that they give you more armory credits. The way you can use these armory credits is there's like categories. It's similar to Modern Warfare Remastered, which I didn't play, but I know a little bit about. You have categories of stuff. If you unlock everything in that category, you'll unlock the epic variant of that weapon. Now, you can pull these from supply drops, or you can spend those armory credits to unlock them specifically, but they are quite pricey, upwards of like 8,000 credits. So you'd have to play a lot of Call of Duty to buy them, but you'll always have the choice of pulling these items, or you can just pull the epic weapon variant from supply drops as well, if you get lucky enough. There's also these like old school Activision 8-bit games that you can play in the headquarters that cost armory credits to play it. You get nothing in return. Like if you get like a high score, it doesn't fucking matter. It's just for fun. It's technically a waste of the credits. You can also spend them on contracts to get, experience from it. If you complete the contract in a certain amount of time, you get experience from it. You might get a supply drop, a rare supply drop, whatever the case. So that's some way you can spend the credits as well. One thing I'm not sure is if we have any like emotes or taunts or anything for the winner circle. I don't know if we're pulling those yet from supply drops. You know, if you're in like the top 3, you can do some kind of crazy move and stuff like that. During the beta, they were just like generic hand gestures, like little hand waves and stuff like that. But who knows if within a few months we might be doing backflips in the winner circle. And some other stuff about the game, and this isn't really meant to be a review. Obviously, I haven't played the full game myself just yet. People have talked about how things that were changed in the beta are back to being what they were before they fixed them in the beta. So for instance, in Domination, when you kill somebody, it was 50 points. People wanted 100 points, so they changed that. You get 100 points per kill during Domination. It's back to being 50 points in the base game for whatever reason. Team Deathmatch was 75 kills to win, or 75 kills to win. People wanted it bumped up to 100, like the more recent Call of Duties. They did that in the beta, and now in the base game when it launches, it's back down to 75 kills again. It's almost like shit that happened in the beta was irrelevant. Birdman mentioned in his most recent video about how like it's almost like the game was actually fully done, and then the beta was just like a dumbed down version of the game or something maybe. I've also heard there's not a whole lot more weapons than there were in the beta. Like, we got almost everything the game had to offer during the beta. Don't know how true that is, obviously. I haven't had my hands on with the game. Maybe you guys can tell me below. So back on topic, and to kind of wrap up the video, supply drops aren't that bad right now because everything is mostly cosmetic only. They did actually lie to us, though. I mean, you cannot deny that the weapon variance is technically a lie. Those are better versions of the weapons. Do I want to use the base version of a weapon, or do I want to use a weapon that has a bonus, that gives me more experience per kill? Obviously, I'm going to use that one, and it is a better version of a weapon. It's still not like the other bad variants. You don't get bonus damage or range or reload speed or nothing like that, but it is still a bonus that other people don't have if they don't have that weapon as well. The cosmetic only stuff being like period specific or thematically appropriate, as they like to put it, isn't necessarily true because we have either wacky camos or they're wacky like attachment variants. Not quite sure what it is just yet, but it doesn't really fit with what we're doing. It doesn't fit with World War II. As I said in my review a couple months ago, I love this game. I had a lot of fun playing it. It was fun to be back to boots on the ground after all these years. I've never had a problem with the game itself. My problem has always been with Sledgehammer. I stated that in my last video. I wasn't sure if I was going to get the game or not, and I am getting it now, but I'm not paying for it. I'm just doing game share with my brother. He already bought it a couple months ago, like pre-ordered it or whatever. I was on the fence about buying the game, and I thought to myself, why fucking pay for it when I can get it for free? I want to make videos about this game. I want to play the game. I was just on the fence about buying it and supporting Sledgehammer, but me getting it for free, I'm not supporting them in the slightest. My COD World War II videos tend to do pretty well, so I want to cover videos about this because I'm going to play the game anyway. So I kind of just want to cover supply drops and some of the stuff that's in supply drops for you guys, let you know that weapon variants do exist, but they're not as bad as they have been in the past, at least not yet. So if you guys got the video on launch, you're waiting to get it, let me know your thoughts below on this topic. What do you think of supply drops right now? I'm happy that you can't spend real world money just yet on them. I don't really know how I feel about being able to buy whatever you want that are available in supply drops with the armory credits. Like, I preferred opening a supply drop and getting stuff kind of randomly, but I don't know until I actually play it what I think about that. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video, and if you did, give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel if you guys are new. Turn on notifications. Follow me on Twitter at @TheDashingDavid. Links to my social networks are in the description and in the outro. Later, guys.
Conclusions, all the things that we thought we were losing. I'm a ghost and you know this. That's why we broke up in the first place. 'Cause I want you to know